No, it's
even if you
not.
say you go low.
No, it's not. I do it early all the time.
Oh, oh, shut up then.
Hi-yo, everybody. It's Pearl of Wisdom here, and coincidentally, you're listening to the Pearl of Wisdom show. Isn't that amazing how that worked out? Yeah, the NHL Pearl of Wisdom show, and we are going into our second day of the regular season after preseason. We had all the picks in the land came in yesterday, and we are going to see, we have people that are in the lead. We're going to show that as we do our picks for today, talk about each game. Got some really interesting games coming up this evening. And we had some interesting games last night, didn't we? By the way, do I even need to announce steelflyers.com? Greatest website in the land. How you doing there, buddy?
Good man. I'm doing great. I'm always happy to be here to talk hockey with the great and awesome bow-tied Perlo.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? How you doing? You ready to get into it today?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Oh, we
Uh,
got a lot of stuff.
yeah, we got 6 days away from trade deadline, my friend.
Woo, doggies. And you know what? I think it's gonna get a little bit more heated up the closer we get. I thought it was gonna start getting heated up now because of the Canadian um, quarantine time.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking that right about now would be when they would start making some moves, especially if you're gonna go to Canada. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe today, maybe later tomorrow. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe if you're going to go to Canada, they would probably want you to go sooner rather than later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that
Uh,
make sense?
yeah, you would think so. I think it's a balanced issue here because a lot of teams also want to wait to see if there's more people not going to be know that they're going to be not making the playoffs, so they have more options, right? And same as
Well, that's
the
true.
teams trading the players want more teams like there's teams that want to know for sure that they're going to make the playoffs. That gives them more options. So I think that kind of overcomes. How you doing, Hockey News? Mercer's in the house. So that always has been the case with trade deadline. Like people say, well, trade them early, but most of them are looking for that buyer seller market as much as they possibly can. So they're going to wait it out, unfortunately. I thought maybe this year, because of the quarantine issue, it might change a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to. However, Taylor Hall's not playing tonight.
Yeah, and I also saw too that Palmieri is not playing or hasn't been playing either from New Jersey.
Yeah.
They've been holding him back too. So there's some stuff going on. Come on.
Uh,
There
uh,
has to be, or else these why would these guys not be playing or not be in or whatever the case is? I mean, come on. It's not rocket science here, folks. It really isn't. You know what I mean? So,
oh, wait a sec. Uh, Joey says you can't hear a word we're saying.
well, well,
Uh,
still audio hard to hear. Is that any better?
can't hear you. Okay, let me check our OB. Let me check.
Maybe you have your audio levels turned down too much.
Oh, that's media source. Source, NDI source. Okay, for some reason the NDI source just went down to nothing. Try it again. Speak now.
Can we hear?
Can we hear? Can we hear? Can we
Yeah,
hear?
should be good now.
We can hear
We
you,
can hear
Perlo,
you,
but not
Perlo, but
Steel.
not Steel.
We can. You should be able to hear. You
Uh,
should be able to hear still now.
Now,
now?
it's like
It's like
let me
let me reload it here.
Because it shows here that you're going, that we can hear you.
Okay. I just checked to make sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
are they
Yeah.
saying they can hear you
Let
now?
me.
Yes, they can. Okay, good. Woo!
All right.
Alrighty. Oh,
Yeehaw! Oh yes,
yes.
technology.
Isn't that awesome? For some, okay, it doesn't matter why. Okay. Anyways, yeah, Palmieri's out too. Uh, so yeah, CL, welcome to the live. Palmieri wasn't in. We'll talk. We can talk about that when we talk. Because wasn't there a New Jersey game last night? Is that why we know that he was let out, not playing? Or
I don't know. It was just
or was it the night
part of the news
before? I think I'm.
the night
So
before.
yeah, he still wasn't traded yet, but obviously he's on his way out. So um, I think doesn't for some Palmieri just sounds like a Bruin to me, doesn't it? Doesn't it just sound like a Bruin to you?
Why do you have to give teams that are stacked even more talent?
Well, they're not really stacked as far as
I know, I
yeah,
know, I
I
know.
know, but they're not really stacked as far as their depth is concerned on
Yeah, that
forward.
would be some nice depth for
It
them.
would be huge. I'm hearing, I've heard that nobody's going to get a first round pick for any of these guys, including Taylor Hall.
Yeah, that's too much for
Uh,
anybody, and to have to eat some salary too.
no, they won't have to eat. Well, no, they won't have to eat salary. Like Buffalo's going to eat half of the salary for sure. But I'm hearing that nobody.
That sounds like eating salary to
Yeah,
me. Then,
Buffalo has to eat the salary because they own Taylor Hall. So usually,
right?
if you have a guy like Taylor Hall and you eat half the salary, you'll get a first and a prospect for it. But this year, they're saying that it's a buyer's market, and they're not even going to get a first for him, like a second maybe, and a prospect. Which,
Would you pay a first one?
if, depending on what team I am, like if I'm, let's say I'm Nashville, and I think to myself, Duchesne's going to come back. Ellis is going to come back. We're smoking right now with these guys. And, I'm not looking to rebuild here. So Taylor Hall, all of a sudden, on a team like that has shown a penchant to pot 30 to 40 goals, yeah, I think, especially in a year where we know that firsts are going to be a little difficult to look at because they haven't been playing in junior all year.
Okay, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Going to be interesting. You know what I mean? And hmm, I, I'm just excited because the next couple of days are going to be very telling, especially with some of these teams that are on the bubble. You know, and with some of these teams that are on the bubble, are they going to be? I mean, yeah, it's a buyer's market, but what's going to happen? Is Nashville going to? Because everybody was talking about they had multiple players that were going to be on the docket
Mm-hmm.
that potentially could be moving out. Well, now they're in a playoff position,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe they might want to pump the brakes on that a little
Yeah,
bit.
I'm sure they're going to pump the brakes on that. They're not going to be sellers at all. They're playing too well.
So that's what I mean. So I think it's going to be mixed. This whole trade deadline and everything that's going to happen here, I think is going to be completely mixed because you're going to have teams that weren't necessarily going to do anything but are trying to make it and are going to probably pull the trigger on some things. And you're going to also probably have teams that are on the bubble that are, not going to make it and are not going to do anything and are just going to stand pat. And then you're going to have some teams that are going to be like, yeah, let's go for it, man. Let's go for it. Mortgage the farm. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So I think those teams. I think one of the main teams that are going to be like that because of the division that they're in right now would be the Toronto Maple Leafs. I really think if there's anybody going to be willing to give up a first this year, I think it's going to be Toronto. And if I was Toronto, I'd be looking at a person like Palmieri. Yeah, but
I
they could
mean,
really use a defenseman too. I mean, there's lots of things that Toronto could do, really.
sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they have. I mean, if they want to bring somebody in, I mean, here's the thing. I I think that teams have to look at how they're going to face teams outside of their own division. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be one thing to play the playoffs in your own division. You've already played all these teams eight, nine
Yeah,
times, right? So what I would think is that they would try to build more of a team that's going to be able to face, like, say you're Boston now, you suddenly have to face Tampa Bay or Florida.
right. Yeah.
You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or now Toronto is going to have to suddenly play against Pittsburgh or Washington. You know what I mean? And so is their team going to be set up to play against those kinds of teams? Because right now their team's set up to play against the teams that they're seeing every other night.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. In the case of the North with Toronto, they do kind of get to see what they're going to face with other teams in Winnipeg, because Winnipeg is a lot like a lot of the other teams that we just talked about here.
Right.
But so how they compete against them, and they just beat them twice in a row on the road, which was pretty impressive. However, there are teams that Winnipeg doesn't necessarily play totally like. You can't emulate is the Islanders, and this is one of the this is why I think you have something here with the Islanders, because the Islanders have a system where it doesn't seem to matter. You know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah.
you they can
Plug
they
anybody
can
in.
play against Trot's system can play against any system out there. Columbus used to be like that too, but they're having a struggle this year with all.
Oh, I see what you're
With,
saying. System. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. That's a
one of
good
the
way to
one of
talk
the
about it. Yeah.
greatest advantages for the Islanders system is they don't really need to work on adjustments in the regular season, because they're not going to change no matter who they're playing. Maybe a little
And
bit, but not much.
yeah, like one or two guys, you know.
Yeah,
And yeah, just because it's going to be a little bit more of a physical guy, so they're going to bring somebody in that's going to be a little bit more physical with people. You see what I'm saying? So that it's like I said this last year about the Islanders and comparing them to the Flyers. The Flyers want to be where the Islanders are.
yep,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think they're that 1 or 2 years, 1 or 2 steps behind the Islanders. It might be 1 or 2 years, but it's that 1 or 2 steps behind the Islanders, and that's why Philadelphia's not going to be able to put anything together.
Well, I think they're also a system away from them. They don't have a system like the Islanders.
Well, that's the other thing too. So, and I do like the comparison of systems. So but see, Barry Trotz and the Islanders is a system that's few and far between, where it doesn't matter who's playing on the team for the most part, as long as you have talent and as long as they're buying into the system. You know what I mean? Most of all these other teams have talent level dependent systems.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If you don't have the talent, then your system kind of stinks.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a delicate. I mean, it's a delicate balance that the Islanders are working on themselves, because they have a great system, but they don't necessarily have the most talent in the world. And that system, up until this point, only seems to get them so far. As soon as they go up to the higher talent teams like the Tampa Bays and stuff like that, the system doesn't. It works to a certain degree, but it doesn't get them over the top.
Well,
So
here's the thing now. I do agree with you on that, but I think they might have overcome that a little bit this year by being able to beat the Washingtons and beat the Bostons and beat the
no, they did that
Pittsburghs.
in the regular season last year, though. I'm talking about in the playoffs, though.
I agree. I agree. I agree. But I think it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how these guys go in the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Oh,
You know what I
I
mean?
think I think
If they're one of the four
I think
teams.
they should be treating it like this is their year, because this is a year where a lot of teams, like you just mentioned, haven't had a chance through the regular season to adjust their systems to certain types of teams as much, right? Because
Yeah.
they're playing only in their
Yeah.
own division, right? And most
Yeah.
most teams
Yeah. Yeah.
most
Yeah.
teams make that kind of an adjustment. The New York Islanders don't really. They more or less,
Yeah. They just play.
although I see that Barry Trotz has added an offensive ripple to this team. They're going overs a lot more than they ever have before, especially at home. So it's like he's added an offensive ripple now that he figures that they've solidified their defensive system completely. He's added this offensive ripple now to it.
Well,
So for the
okay,
purpose of
but
getting them
Anders
over.
Lee went down.
Yeah. Well, for sure.
I mean,
There's another guy, Palmieri to the Islanders. Uh, that's a fair. I think that's likely where he's going to go, to tell you the honest truth.
okay, all right, that makes sense too. Either one of those makes sense because it's amazing how they were able to lose Anders Lee and it didn't really seem to matter. They lost those first 2 or 3 games, and then that it was like, all right, what?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like,
Beauvillier steps up, and
exactly. I mean, how do you just lose your captain and then, oh, it's everything's
yeah,
cool. It's everything's cool. We're good. You
the
know,
Island,
took us a couple games to adjust, but we're
yeah,
good.
the Islanders are pretty great that way.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it goes to their coaching, I believe.
Oh, coach is amazing. Coach is amazing, no
So,
doubt about it. Okay, so we're gonna go into yesterday's picks, and then at the end of this, somewhere along the line here, I'm gonna post up. Hockey News Reports did a killer spreadsheet,
oh
and we're
snap!
keeping points for everybody now. So we're gonna have winners and losers and all that fun stuff like that. That's what we like here.
Oh
That's
man,
right. And
this is starting to get like for real
okay,
now.
I had a suggestion here. I had a suggestion here. Who the winner? Though, yeah, Lee was the top scorer. That's for sure. Jacket. The winner of this gets to dare me something.
Gets to what?
Dare me something that I have to do for
Dare
a
you?
month on the program.
Dare you to
I
do?
have to do something for a month on the program. The next month I have to, unless I win, of course. Then they all have to beat me. So
Wow, I might have to. I might have to get in on that.
well, you're here now, so you're going to be part of it for the next little while here. So you better make
Snap.
sure you're in here so you have that opportunity to do
Uh,
it. Okay, let's go to our games for last night, and we'll
okay.
talk about trade stuff all the way through because that's really what it's all about right now.
Yeah, you can't help but not to,
Of course. But
right? Because there's just so much going on. All right,
it's our favorite time in the land. It's great. What
that's
is
right.
today?
So
Tuesday?
games from
Yeah, today's Tuesday. Okay.
Tuesday. Yeah,
So
Tuesday the
we
6th.
start off with the Jets and the Senators. The Jets were clean in house on this game. Did you happen to watch any of this? Because you get all the games now, right?
Yeah, I do get all the games, but I did not actually watch this one. I watched another one.
Okay.
Besides the Philly Boston game, yeah, I didn't watch this one. I did watch another one
Okay,
though.
I was watching this off and on. The Jets were up pretty
Okay,
early. That's why a lot of people probably weren't watching the game. And then the
okay,
Senators came back late. This Anton Forsberg, who for the Ottawa Senators, just a little side note here as we talk about the game. He where the heck did he start? He started in Edmonton, I believe. Then he went to uh, Columbus, and he
yeah.
wasn't doing anything over there. And then he ended up getting picked. He's gone to like 5 teams, anyways.
There's the roundabout way to getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone to like 5 teams. I'm trying to remember. I think he was in Ottawa for a while. Then Edmonton picked him up again, and then he went back to Ottawa. He's just traveled everywhere. He wasn't putting up good numbers anywhere he went. Somebody in the chat's going to tell me where all the places that Forsberg played in. But here he comes now. He gets his first win in last game. He got his first win in like 3 years or something like 2 or 3 years in the NHL, and he plays again last night and looks not too bad at all. But we'll look at Hockey News Reports, who set up all of this new system we have for points and everything.
Okay, real quick.
He,
Anton Forsberg played for Columbus, Blue Jackets, Chicago, Carolina, Ottawa.
there we go. Carolina. Why did I forget Carolina? That's right. It was him and
It was only
Nedeljkovic.
one season. It was only 3 games.
Right, but him and Nedeljkovic kept on getting called up, and Nedeljkovic always
Yeah.
beat him out of it. And he didn't look good. He hadn't looked good for a while, but
He played 35 games for Chicago. He won 10 and lost 16.
yeah,
He had a .908 save percentage, 2.97 GAA.
yeah, that was in front of a pretty good team over there. And it's like once he got traded from there, his confidence went, and he couldn't get it back. And it looks like he might be getting it back a little bit now, though. But Hockey News Reports gets the first 5 points in the regular season. Woo! Which of course, yeah, that's everybody. Let's get some hype in the chat.
There you
Hockey,
go. There you go.
Hockey News Reports, who is doing this fine stuff for you. Everybody should give him hype for even doing this, anyways. Collecting the point system that he's doing, that's fantastic. I'll show you the spreadsheet.
Well, that's
later.
only fitting that
It
if
is.
he's the one that he built the point system, that he gets to be the first one to get points. All right.
That's right. Yeah. Anyways, Perlo and everybody else had the Jets, so everybody else gets 2 points, but H&R
Oh, hey.
gets
So
5.
explain to me this here system you got going on.
Okay, it's pretty advanced. If you get the game or the score correct, either one,
Okay.
you get 2
Okay,
points.
so
You
it
get
doesn't matter as long as if I would have picked Winnipeg in this, I would have gotten 5 points.
2.
Oh, 2 points. And if I picked the score,
You get 2. If you just have the score and the wrong team, you get 2.
oh, so as long as you pick the score, okay. So then if
Yeah.
you pick the score and the team,
5.
5 points. All right, I
And
got you.
if you pick OT, you get 7.
Because you get an extra 2 points because you picked the OT.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
right. But if
I
you,
like it.
yeah.
I like it.
So yeah.
It's pretty. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. We had our
Look, anything that gives this man structure, please do.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
They
awesome.
keep,
All right.
everybody keeps on
So-
banging on the door on that.
That's right.
So anyways, we'll go a little bit. We'll talk. We can talk. We got only 5 games later, so we can talk a little bit about these games and stuff like that. The Jets were in on Ekholm. It was almost for sure until Nashville had this little turnaround here.
Yeah, there's 9 games for later.
Oh, there are 9 games. Yeah, right. So we can't go too long. We got to make sure we did it. Anyways, the Jets were in on Ekholm. They are definitely going to be looking for a defenseman at the deadline. There's no doubt about that. So in the chat, I'll let the people in the chat, who do you think the Jets should be going for right now at the deadline with who's out there? I think Manson maybe in Anaheim or something like that. That would be amazing for them.
See, I don't think they're gonna. I think they already pulled their trigger. They got Pierre-Luc Dubois. I think that was what their deal was, and they seem to be playing much better. They're what, third place
Yeah,
in the
but
division.
they could be much better if they had better defense, though.
Okay, but still,
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to go for it this year.
why not? I mean, why not?
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those tweener teams that they are in a playoff position right now. They don't really need to sell anything, but do they have the capability to buy anything?
Yeah, they do. They have the picks, and they have some prospects, and they have all kinds of stuff that they could use. They could use Ville Heinola and a pick or something like that, depending on who is out there. Like I said, for somebody like Manson, man, I would give a first easy for him. For the Jets, oh my gosh, that would be crazy. That would be a crazy pickup for them.
So, okay, yeah, that might not be bad. Greetings, Sasha. How's it going?
Sasha's in
Uh,
the toes.
Jamie, Aless, what is that? Alessiak?
Alexiak
Alexiak?
from Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Hockey News Report is
Oh,
saying.
HNR says Alexiak. Yeah, it'd be great, but I really think Dallas wants to keep him. Uh,
Roadies. Oh
oh,
my God, the vice president of the company is in the house. Oh
woo!
my
Wow, got the
gosh.
VP in here.
Yeah, wow, how about that? We are graced by the presence.
Alexiak would be fantastic, and it's possible that
Yeah.
Dallas. It's possible that Dallas. They've got a lot of young defensemen coming up right now. And it's possible for the right price, you could shake him free, but I think you'd have to shake him free from Dallas. I know he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, I think. I don't have it right in front of me, but I'm sure they want to sign him big time. I'm pretty sure. However, they do have cap
Okay.
issues, so that's a pretty good one. You never know. You never know if
Yeah.
they've already talked numbers and it doesn't look good to re-sign him. Would not be a bad play. Yeah, I love Alexiak. He's worked his butt off to get to where he is. He really had to, like, he's a big boy, but he had to work on his skill level to get it to NHL level, and now he's even surpassed
So he
that.
has an expiring contract
Yeah,
too.
yeah, not a,
Yeah, there you go. All
that's a
right.
really good one. Hockey News Reports. Okay, we better get on to the other
Yeah, man,
games.
that's a good one.
Flyers versus
Okay, so the next
Bruins.
game. Okay, this was the game I
Yeah, I
watched.
betcha. Uh, so I'll let you talk more about this one, and I'll look up
Okay.
some things while you're doing it.
All right, cool. Let's just say that I was completely blown away by the fact that Philadelphia won this game. Was not expecting Philly to win at all. The fact that Giroux in the last three games has lit up the score sheet, and he's also suddenly now playing over 20 minutes a game. Go figure where did now suddenly he was playing 11 minutes, now he's playing 20 minutes and he's putting two goals in. This is his second multi-point game of the season. Where's that been? What?
Who was that? Giroux? Yeah,
Giroux.
good.
Uh, TK scored last night for the first time in what, 11
Now,
games?
it wasn't too long ago we were having a discussion with one of the finest in the land, Yaviv, from
Yarif.
Yarif. Yeah, sorry, I always get his name wrong. Yarif, he's
Yeah.
awesome. Go check him out, by the way.
Yarif the Great from Flyers Nitty
Yeah,
Gritty.
yeah. You guys
Oh.
got to be checking him out, man. He's pretty amazing. We were fortunate enough to be allowed to be on his show. I like to say,
Actually, we've done it
we've done
twice.
it
Me
twice.
and you have been on
He's
twice.
he's awesome.
Together, me and you
But we were
twice.
discussing that, and I came up with the idea of putting Giroux on the third line. Remember at that time? And he
Yes.
did go on the third line. It not right away, but
Yes.
later,
Right.
AV ended up putting him on the third line.
But not for why you said.
Well, I said to show the younger players how to go up, how to be an
Yeah.
NHL player. I think it was sort of for that reason, but it was also to say, hey, wake up.
Yeah, that's what I think it was more of that. I think it was more of a wake up than anything else. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? But see, look, I also don't feel that to be on a third line or a fourth line or a second line or a first line, I don't look at it like that because I look at each line as equally
mm-hmm, yeah,
needed, especially if you're a team that's rolling four lines and you want to have that scoring depth throughout each line. So, yeah, okay, everybody calls it the fourth line. Oh, oh, he's demoted. He's been demoted to the third line. He's been demoted to the fourth
you
line.
shouldn't look at it
But
that way.
why is yeah, okay, yeah, you're not going to play as many minutes, but those minutes are just as important as the other minutes that are being played. In fact, those minutes are even doubly important because you're not playing as many minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's definitely the way you have to look at it, and that's the reason why I would have liked to have seen them do that with Giroux earlier, so he could have been a leader.
Like in
Yeah,
February.
and showed these guys in the lower lines what it means to be a third liner. I don't think Giroux complained about it or anything like that. I honestly think that what happened when you did that, if AV did it the way I think he did, is it made Giroux feel like a captain again. Because now we're saying we need you here to show these guys what it looks like to be on this line and work this way and do this way. We need you, right? I think there's a point where Giroux didn't feel like he was truly needed in this team. I really did think that because he had young guys coming up and scoring. He was finding it a little difficult to find his place. And he went there and he did a great job on that line. And then when he moved up, he had more confidence because he felt like the captain again, which is what I thought they were going to do earlier. But anyways, so
Okay, I mean, I can't fault you for that. I mean, can't deny that at all, really, because seriously, you can't.
yeah,
It's the truth, you know.
yeah.
Um, it's one of those things where I was just very surprised to see that Philadelphia was able to withstand what Boston was able to throw at them, offensively and defensively, and as far as goaltending was concerned. I also feel that not necessarily bringing in Carter Hart right away might have been a boo boo. I thought they should have played him last night instead of Elliott, just because he had a really good game
Mm-hmm.
previously and he had a day's rest, and then the other end of the back to back give to Elliott. But I could kind of understand why he did it because this game was at Boston, and Carter Hart's going to start at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's probably why I did it. I would have done it in reverse, just because I like going with the hot hand.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I don't care about whether it's home or away. That shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, why does that have to be such a big contributing factor as to who
I think
starts?
they're just working with Carter Hart with kind of kid gloves a little bit right now, just trying to get his confidence back up and put him in the best situations I think possible to make him feel good again. I think that's kind of the way they're working with him right now. That would be that's just a guess. That's just a guess. Yeah.
Exactly. So the fact that their defenseman fell down, if he wouldn't have fallen down, I think that this might not have been the overtime score. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It probably might have prevented Sanheim from scoring. But then again, hey man, we'll take it. Things happen and people fall down, and that's just the way it is.
Yep.
So I'm sorry, Bergeron. Trust me, the puck luck. That's what Jim Jackson was talking about last night. Him and Keith Jones were both saying it. Puck luck. There was a shot one time where the puck went off of the goalie's and then bounced in front of the goalie, and the Flyers were trying to still whack it in, and the Boston goalie was able to make the saves.
Hmm.
But it went off his face mask and then hit right in front of him in the ice and then bounced up, right? And then they were able to whack it away so
Hmm.
that the Flyers couldn't knock it in, right? I mean, it's like, are you kidding me? That's puck luck,
Yeah.
right? You know, like if you shoot a shot and you deflect it and it goes off of somebody's rear end,
Yeah.
it deflects off of that's puck luck.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the way Daryl
Okay.
Sutter talk. I like the way Daryl Sutter talks about that though. It's like he's the guys. I don't believe in luck. So they'll say, well, they'll bring up a situation where it went off the guy's backside and he went in there, and he goes, oh, he was just lucky to be in front of the net where he's supposed to be.
There you go.
So I don't believe in luck.
I'm
It's an
with you.
intention. If you weren't in front of the net, you don't get that goal because it doesn't go off of nothing because you're not there.
That's
So
right.
that's
Exactly.
the way he looks at it. So you just keep on playing the right way, and the pucks eventually will go your way,
Go
just
in.
logically speaking. And
Yeah,
I think that's
exactly.
just where Philadelphia has to be right now. Don't worry about results as far as score. Just make sure if you all as a coach, you're like, I'll let you know if you're playing the right way. I shouldn't have to let you know though. I don't want to have to let you know anymore. You guys should know for yourself. You're a veteran team. This is the way you got to look, which goes back to the reason why Giroux goes to the third line and says, this is how you're supposed to play. Also, maybe a little bit of reminder to Giroux, because when you go into that third line role, you got to play a certain way in that role and take that and bring it into the first line some more too.
That's
So,
true. That's very,
anyways,
very true.
we got to move on because we'll talk about Philadelphia all day.
All right.
Lot,
But they only moved up 1 point. So, and they're playing them again tonight, and I just don't know if it's going to be. Anyway, so how
yeah,
about the Edmonton Oilers versus the Montreal Canadiens? This was a 3-2 Montreal
we
win in overtime.
we didn't do the points for that game. Jacket had Bruins, Mercer Bruins. CL gets 2 points for taking the Flyers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I moved on. I
Yeah,
moved on prematurely. I'm sorry.
CL was the only one that got 2 points because everybody else took the Bruins to win last night. So he got 2 points, and he will get 2 points as long as Philadelphia wins because he always takes Philadelphia regardless of
Well, there you go.
no matter what.
Hey, Joey, how you doing? Hey, Jacket, how you doing? I
Yeah,
like what the vice president said. The Flyers have been the recipient of puck luck going against them. Nice to see it go the other way.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, they would get more puck luck if Philadelphia is playing the way you need to play. They're going to get more
Yeah,
puck luck. You're going to have more stuff like that happen if you're playing in the right places and the difficult places and stuff like that. Not so perimeter. Let's face it. Philadelphia was playing way too perimeter early in the season,
oh my God.
and
Here's what I don't understand. Yeah, here's what I don't understand. How do they get that many shots? How do they count for that many shots when I never see them shoot the puck?
yeah, it doesn't seem like a shot when it's shot from like the blue line, outside, like from the side of the net and stuff like that. That doesn't even look like a shot, but they do that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, anyways, we better get moving here. Edmonton Oilers versus the Canadians. Uh, I had. Let's see what we had. Jacket had the Habs 4-2. He gets 2 points. It was, what was the score? 3-2, right?
3-2 final overtime.
And CL had the Habs. He gets 2 points. Nobody had the score right. Everybody else had the Oilers. Um,
Okay.
the Oilers played. Both of these teams played a good game actually, from what I
It
watched
was a
last.
good game. I was kind of looking in on this game, but the other game that I watched was the Colorado Minnesota game.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Um, I looked. Of course, I'm an Oilers fan, so I watched it quite a bit. Um, I liked the way the Oilers played, and to a certain extent. The thing that the Oilers is they get in this habit of playing back on their heels from time to time. And like for 4 or 5 minutes a game, all of a sudden, the Oilers could be the fastest team in the league, and they're playing back on their heels, which is the opposite of going fast. It's like the
Yeah,
last thing a fast team wants to do. And it
like
just drives you
yeah,
crazy.
like it doesn't make sense what the amount of talent that's on this team, the level of talent
Yeah.
that's on this team. How do you lose to the Canadians? I don't get it. I mean, why isn't this team blowing it up like Toronto was at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Why isn't this team like 9-2 every night? Why isn't it like that? What's going
Well,
on?
I think a lot of it has to do with, again, I don't like their depth pieces all that much. They have too many guys that are way too soft playing in depth, like when they get Turris and Haas, and yeah, they have speed, but they play too soft.
Yeah,
And that's
boy, I
really,
know exactly what that is all about.
and that's the reason why they get back on their heels, because if you don't take the man can keep on moving forward, and you end up being on the back of your heels, right? So they get up 2-0, and they get up 2-0, and they want to play a little more defensive, or they want to make sure they keep the lead. But you got to play the man when you grab a puck, because if you don't play the man and you don't get the puck, where does the man go? toward your
Past you.
net. Exactly.
Past
And
you.
and then your defense is on the back of their heels. So they'll be on their heels for like 4 or 5 minutes. And that's to me that's the problem. I keep on hearing they want to find a top six winger. I don't think they need a top six winger. I think they need
For
guys
what?
like Charlie Coyle in Boston, or somebody
Ooh.
like that. Guys like that that uh, can are going to take the man in the neutral zone. Like if you look at the Islanders, they don't. They're right on, when they take you out in the neutral zone. They don't just swing their stick and hope they get the puck. They take you out. They need guys like that.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I saw this at this was on a Flyers game, and this is I think is exactly what's wrong with the Flyers. When you see a player skating up to another player, right, and that other player has the puck, and that other player is not even looking to pass the play, they're looking to skate the puck up. And instead of that Flyer player going in for the body check, they go in with a stick check. What what
Yeah,
what the frick is a stick check? Right?
yeah.
A stick check and you miss and hit the board. Now you're stopped. You're not going anywhere, and that guy just skated on by you with the puck.
Yep.
I, I see. I love the analogy that you guys laid down, especially Lance from the Hockey Writers Inc. He played. He was a goalie, and he had the same thing that you did too, Parlo. Look, if you are playing hockey and you don't have the puck, you hit somebody.
Yeah,
That
that's
means you
right.
hit somebody,
Yeah.
not a stick check, not a poke check, not no, you hit somebody. If you have the puck, either if you can shoot it, then shoot it, or then you're passing it. Eh,
Hmm.
Hey,
Anyways, we got to give props to Eric Stahls. First game as a Montreal Canadian, and he scores in OT. Top end corner, sweet little play. Uh,
nice.
awesome. And talk about trade deadline, they just picked him up. He took his 1 week's quarantine from Buffalo Sabres. Wow,
Yep.
talk about talk about getting taken out of prison, eh? Holy smokes!
Yeah, right.
Going from Montreal to that was the other thing. Montreal does have depth, and there's a good. These are like a good team to look at when you're talking about guys like that. Even like
Right.
Lehkonen, Dano. They're not big, but they do. They take you. They take out the neutral zone. They take out the man out of the neutral zone. Maybe they don't body check them necessarily. They get their body in front of them though, and
Yeah.
they make sure that the guy's not passing them.
Yeah. I mean, Montreal is more gearing themselves more towards a defensive type of game, and when you have the likes of Petrie, Weber, and Romanoff back there, I mean that's kind of where they're going with that. You know what I mean? Edmondson, but he's playing 20 minutes a game. I mean, they are getting better defensively. I think that's what the coaching change was doing. I think that changed a little bit there for Montreal. So, but I just what I don't understand though is why Edmonton isn't a better. You know what I mean? They every time I've watched Edmonton, they've looked really good. They've been able to score a lot. They've been able to. Their goalie's been playing very well, and everything like that. And I get mesmerized by how good they look and why aren't they winning more games? But they look really good.
Mhm.
And then you look at Colorado and they don't really look all that, but they're just blowing teams out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't have household names on their team and yet they're blowing teams out.
Oh, they got McKinnon. They're stacked. But again, there's a good example. They're stacked. The Oilers are stacked up their top six, but look at some of the way the guys are playing in their lower lines there, like Yost and
Yeah.
you know Comfer and guys like that. Like those guys, they're not just going to stick check you in the neutral zone and hope they get the puck. You're not getting past them if they can help it.
Yeah.
And that's what the Oilers need. So that's what I hope they're going to go out and get. I'm glad that they put Tyler Ennis on waivers because we don't need Tyler Ennis.
There you go. Jacket says The same thing that we've all said: defense wins championships.
Yeah,
Drop the mic right there.
yeah, that's for sure.
That's all you need to say.
As far as Montreal, I think they're done, but you never know with them. But we better move
Right.
on to another game. So what do we got? Avalanche
Okay.
Wild. We're going next.
So the next game is the Minnesota. Or no, I'm sorry. It's the St. Louis Blues versus the Vegas Golden Knights. I
Okay.
did catch a little bit of this game too, and this was so
What a
disappointing.
debacle! Holy crap!
Yeah, this was so disappointing because I thought St. Louis was trying to turn the corner. They were starting to get some of their guys back and whatever.
Do you know what?
Uh,
I took the Blues last.
well, the score was 6-1.
Yeah,
This game was over at not the first period wasn't even done, and this game was over.
yeah. Everybody else took Vegas, and Hockey News almost had the score 6-2.
So
But
you were the only one that took the Blues.
yeah, so I don't get points for that game. So
Oh, poor Perlo. He
yeah,
doesn't
no.
get any points. Darn.
Yeah, I did. I thought the Blues were going to have a much better game there. I thought they were going to
Yeah.
have a much better game there. Things are getting a little scary in St. Louis right now. Talk about possible sellers. The St. Louis
Yeah.
Blues are ones that if they don't think they can win the cup, they don't care if they're going to make the playoffs or not. They'll sell stuff.
Agreed.
They'll sell certain guys that they don't think they're going to sign. They don't sit around and say, okay, well, it's if we might as well keep them and give it a shot. They're not like that.
Yeah, and
They're
they do have a bunch of guys that are going to be on the UFA market after this season. You know what I mean? So they have to kind of weigh out who's going to stay and who's not going to stay for St.
I
Louis.
think they're one of the biggest sellers, actually. I think Hoffman is probably, if they can find a place for somebody out there for him, they'll grab it. They'll get a pick for him now. And I remember when they traded Lee Stepniak back in the
Yeah,
not long ago, and everybody was shocked because they were just about in a playoff position, and they did end up making the playoffs that year. And the players on the team were like, "What the heck is going on? We're almost in a playoff spot, and you're trading our what at the time was pretty much their best defenseman or best offensive one, anyways."
yeah,
And they did an interview, I think Armstrong, who is in, I really like Armstrong. I agree with this sentiment too, the way they did it. I agree with what they do there. I know it pisses the players off sometimes, but Armstrong said, you know what? If these guys would have showed us they were cup contenders up until that point, we wouldn't have did this. So it's on them, not us. You guys, and not only that, we have some young players there we think are very good and can get an opportunity here. And your job is not to question what management does with our player personnel. Your job is to win with whatever you got. So go do it. That was Armstrong's attitude. I was like,
uh,
woo, that's amazing.
and and there ended the lesson, folks. There you have it. That's why we call them the pearls of wisdom.
That was Braden Shen that was complaining publicly about it. And
Of all people,
and
he
that's
should just shut up.
And that's what Armstrong came out and said. He didn't say it like
Yeah,
that, but you pretty much, he said you got to win with what you got. You don't believe in the guy that's going to take that spot, then you probably want to leave the team then if you don't believe in that guy. Good point,
exactly,
right? So
exactly.
I
All
thought
right,
it was one of the best things I heard a general manager say in a while. I liked it.
and you can't even argue that at all.
No,
You can't even argue that at all because it cuts right to the bone. If you guys didn't play any better, hey, we wouldn't have had to fire the coach, or
he's
I mean, well, whatever.
Montreal. There's one that the Montreal could go for. Hoffman. You never know. Yeah, sharpshooter
Yeah,
like
that
that.
might not be. Yeah, yeah. All right. So the next game is the Colorado Avalanche versus the Minnesota
Minnesota
Wild.
Wild. Okay.
Minnesota. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what.
The Avalanche
I mean,
versus the Wild. Okay, what was the score?
the score was 5-4. Colorado wins 5-4.
Everybody got 2 points. Everybody took Colorado, and nobody had 5-4. So Colorado looks insane. We've been talking about that now for a bit. They look absolutely insane.
You,
Did you
what do you
watch
say to that?
you watch that game? I mean,
Some of this game, man.
Minnesota's no slouch.
No, it was all look. It was really funny because um, uh, Minnesota opened up the scoring, right? And then Colorado cranked off four. in a row in the second period. It was all Colorado in the second period, right? And because you thought, well, all right, they scored 4. Minnesota only had 1, so it was 4-1 at the end of the second period. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, well, this game's over. And then it was like, oh, okay, welcome back to the scoring sheet, Minnesota. And then Landeskog scored, and then Minnesota scored the last 2 to try to come back. And I think they ran out of time here. So it's kind of funny, but Colorado is really, I think, one of the best teams in the NHL right now, but it always seems like Minnesota and Vegas play them well.
Yeah, well, Minnesota just plays. They never give up. I mean, they don't have the talent of Colorado, but they've
No,
got
but
a
they are
they got
still hanging in.
they have a great coach, and in Dean Evison, and they have Talbot has been playing fantastic. That's good. This is
Yeah.
going to be an interesting team to see what they do at the deadline. I have a feeling they're going to stand pat. I don't think they want to be giving up
Who,
too.
Colorado?
No, Minnesota, Colorado.
Oh, Minnesota.
Colorado can do anything they want. They've got cap space. I mean, they could just go off.
Yeah.
But Joe
Yeah, whatever they
Sakic's
want to do.
very patient, and I think he may think that they're strong enough right now. Maybe get a backup goaltender. That's about it.
I was just going to say that would be about the only thing that they could potentially do or get, because I think with bringing in the moves that they made with bringing in Brandon Saad in the off season
Hmm.
was basically filling the holes that he needed to fill
Yeah.
to get to this point. You know what I mean? They had a little bit of COVID and they had some injuries, and now they have everybody back and they're clicking on all cylinders, and they're the team that, I mean, gosh, could you imagine if this team was like this out of the gate,
Yeah.
playing like this out of the gate?
Yeah,
You
they
know what I
just had a
mean?
few
Wow.
things happen there where the they just had a few things happen with COVID, and then they had the outdoor game, and uh, yeah, they just looked a little disheveled to get started. They had some new players. They were bringing in young players, Bowen Byram, who's injured right now, but Taves. They were bringing in some new players and young players. Sod, you mentioned Sod, and just kind of getting acclimated. But they look all acclimated now.
I mean, yeah, boy. Going at it pretty good, I'd say.
I got if they're playing like this, I can't see any team beating them in a 7-game series, honestly.
And it doesn't matter which team. I think they can face up against any team in the league. Doesn't matter which division or which team. I think they'll face up against
Yeah,
any team.
Sasha brings up a good point about they got to look at they have to look at the expansion draft. They could lose some very good players here. If they feel they have a replacement player that can play up to like a Comfer or Graves, and I don't have time to look at it right now, it's very possible they do. They could, at the deadline, trade one of those players so they don't lose them for nothing. It's
Yeah,
possible.
that's the thing.
It's
Yeah.
possible, but they're going to lose a
Okay.
very good player in the draft. Now they could also just make a deal with Seattle too, because they have so many prospects and stuff. They could make a deal with Seattle and say, "Hey, don't touch this guy. We'll give you this guy." Like they've got everything. They've got prospects. They've got draft picks. They've got cap room. Oh, my gosh,
so,
it's
so that you
absolutely
can do
crazy.
that then? You can do that in the expansion draft. You can tell the team, look, you really don't want McKinnon. No, you really want this prospect. We'll give you this prospect. Yeah,
Yeah,
have this prospect instead.
yeah,
And Seattle will be like, okay. I
yeah.
mean,
If
can
it's a
you
good
do
enough,
that?
yeah, if it's a good enough prospect for sure. If you're going to give them a first round pick and a prospect to, I mean, that's what how Vegas got Tuck from Minnesota, who they were trying to protect Dumba, and they gave them Tuck and somebody else, somebody in Minnesota, another very good, two really good players. They
Okay.
gave them to him, and it looks really bad now. Tuck is like super big and super fast. It was a, I don't,
Right.
but they couldn't protect Dumba because of the way, or Dumba, yeah. And at the time, Dumba looked like he could possibly be a Norris candidate somewhere down the road. So, yeah, you
Okay.
can do that. You can do that. They got
Okay.
Marcia
All
Show
right.
from Florida for doing Marcia Show and Smith instead of taking, I don't know what player they didn't take, but it turned out great for them.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, there
So
you have it then.
next game, because we're gonna.
Is the is the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Calgary Flames. The score was Toronto 5, Calgary 3.
Yeah, nobody had the score right. Everybody had Toronto but H&R, so everybody got 2 points but H&R. And Calgary, talk about sellers. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
I
for sure.
mean, especially when you have Gaudreau is actually asking to be out of there. You know what I mean? And now with the new coach up there, Sutter, and going to more of a defensive minded team, and I think they're going to probably end up doing the same thing that I think the Flyers are going to probably end up doing, and that's blowing up their core and starting from afresh or anew
Yeah,
because Goudreau and company haven't won anything since they've been there,
nope.
and it's time for some new wind. They
Yep.
got the coach there that can do it, and I kind of feel the same thing about the Flyers too. I think it's time for a new wind to blow into Philadelphia, and
Uh,
as much as it pains me to say it, I think Giroux and Voracek need to go.
we'll see. I like the way they've been turning around a little bit lately. I'm more confident in Philly than I am in Calgary. I think we were talking about trading Monahan and
For blowing it up, or just for playing the rest of the season.
I'm more confident in Philly to be okay than I am Calgary to be okay if they stay the same.
Oh, okay, okay.
Calgary just it's been too long now. It's been too long.
Yeah, that's what I
And the
mean.
reason
Yeah.
why they brought in Daryl Sutter was to they're going to trust his opinion on who should go and who should stay. He's not there for the long term. The guy's like 70 some years old. He's there just to go in there and basically be an axeman and say, you got to get rid of this guy, this guy. I don't like his work ethic, blah, 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 blah. Get rid of him, bring in some guys that can come in and do this. That's what I believe
Right.
he's there for. So the writing was on the wall as soon as they hired him, I think.
Okay. I mean, that's what I definitely think is going to be going on there because of bringing in the new coach. So the winds are changing up there. That's for sure.
The winds of change. Who sings that song? Uh,
Really, the
there's
Scorpions.
Scorpions, right? Every time somebody says that, that song goes through.
If you give me a second here, I might even be able to.
Voracek, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you're going to be able to find a player for
I
Voracek.
can't whistle it.
You
I
did.
can't whistle
You
it.
did.
Yeah,
Those.
whatever.
You say those three chords, and I know what song you're talking about. Right now.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Anyways, I think Voracek will be left available in the expansion draft, but he won't get picked up.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay. So Toronto, we got everybody's points for Toronto and Calgary, right?
Yeah. Now we're going. Yes, we did. Now we're going to go to the final game. It was Kings and Yotes, right?
Yep, Arizona versus the LA Kings. Arizona actually won this game 5-2.
Yeah. And I had
No, I bet. Wait. I want to make a prediction right now. I bet you everybody picked the Kings.
two people picked the Coyotes.
Okay.
And H&R was close at 5-4. Mercer was close too at 3-2. But everybody else picked LA, including me. I don't know. I've lost my faith in LA. I picked them to make the playoffs this year, but I was incorrect. They're not making it. As soon as I say that now, you know what's going to happen.
Right, they'll make the playoffs. And look, here's the thing about LA, though, right? They have a lot of money available,
Yeah, yeah.
and they have potential people that they could be moving out of LA to help bolster their team, and they might potentially be able to bring in some people to help bolster their team. So, I I really think that LA is going to be buyers,
Could be, yeah. Yeah, I
because they
agree.
have the money. You know what I'm saying? So they have the money. I don't know. Uh, I called it Sam Moran play before anyone. Maybe Phil listened to you. Oh, about Sam Moran playing in defense. Hey, what do you know?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jacket. I don't know. I think Voracek needs to go too. I think you need to do exactly what they did 10 years ago with the Mike Richards and the Jeff Carter. You need to blow it up
Is
because it
L
ain't working, dude.
is LA in Eichel talks? I don't think anybody's in Eichel talks because I don't think Buffalo's trading Eichel. But if Eichel just says, well, I'm out of here, I don't want to be here, or whatever the case may be, I would say LA would be at the top of the list of teams that would be able to provide what would be needed, or at least make it look like a decent trade, for sure. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Great question.
Yeah, because they have the most cap space.
They got tons of
LA
cap
does.
space. They got
That's what I
tons of
mean. They could easily eat that contract.
prospects. They could send some players back to make up for the contracts as
Yeah.
well, for the contract as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, they could put Byfield in there that they just drafted, like, and that's what Buffalo would be looking for. They'd be looking for a young guy that can possibly be a number one center, and they
Yeah.
happen to have one in Byfield. It's possible that they just drafted. Um, and yeah, so yeah, that's definitely CL. I would say if he were to be available. But I agree with you. LA is this next year. I think LA's gonna take their pick this year. I don't think they're gonna trade their first. But this next year, I think they'll be looking to add in the offseason for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, we are going to take a word from our sponsor, and when we come back, we're going to get into the regular season, the second game of the regular season this year. If you don't know what that is, if you're new here, what we're going to do is we're going to go over our games for tomorrow. We're going to take everybody's picks and what scores are going to be, and then there's going to be a points tabulation. And you're going to see who's leading in points when we get back because it's going to be on the screen. And I'm going to show you who's leading in points. Hockey News Reports, big hype for him, man. He's doing this
Thanks,
for
man.
us. It's pretty amazing.
Appreciate it.
So we'll be back in just a few here as I didn't have it quite ready. So.
Greetings. This is Steel Flyers from the Steel Flyers All Sports Network, and we have two very special guests. We are delighted to be joined by Tracy Musser and Nicole Howard from the Canine Country Club Resorts. Tracy and Nicole are both managers for CCC Resorts and work at the Windsor or at the club, one of two locations both in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on your 30th year anniversary of being in business. Let me start off by saying this. Steel Flyer stands behind this company 100%. Taken care of Steel Flyer's furry friend for the last 2 years now, and they are a one-stop shop for everything your furry friend needs. In fact, let's find out what our friends at CCC Resorts offer. Nicole, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. What are some of the great boarding services that you guys offer, and what do we have to do in order to get our furry friends taken care of when we are unable to travel with them?
Well, we like to bring everybody in for a tour first. That way they can see the behind the scenes, they can see where they stay, they can see where they play, and then we explain all of the fun things that we can add on to their reservation, whether it be one of our packages, either a nature walk, a ball time, or even a cuddle time.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Boy, it sure sounds like a resort to me. So how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Tracy, tell me, is it true that you guys have both an indoor and an outdoor pool at the Windsor location?
It is true. We've got one of each, so we're able to offer year-round swimming. The indoor pool is a great option for dogs who are swimming for therapy or rehab. It's got that sloped entry so they can wade into the water. Our outdoor pool is a little bit larger, and it's 4 foot deep the whole way across. And both of them are saltwater pools, so it's really easy on the dog's skin and coat.
Wow, that's very awesome. So then during the summer months, you have a much deeper pool outside and then a sloped entry shallow pool indoors for the dogs. Tracy, tell the folks how we can get some pool time.
Well, the first thing everyone does is come for an intro swim. We use that time to make sure the dog is comfortable in the water. We make sure they know how to get out of the pool safely, and we go over all the pool rules and etiquette with the clients as well. After that, they're able to schedule private appointments where they have the pool to themselves, or they can invite friends and have a whole group swim going on.
So after a dip in the pool, then it would have to be off to the groomers, right? I mean, our furry friends cannot go out looking their best. Nicole, what are some of the great services your top notch groomers provide?
Our
Groomers, they specialize in full service grooms. We can do the basics, whether it be just a bath and a brush out or a blowout. Or for the extra pampered pooches, we can do nail dremels, we can do deodorizing soaks, and also facials.
Wow, man, that sounds like a resort if you ask me. Tracy, I know one of the main programs here at CCC Resorts is the WAGS program. The Steel Flyers dog is enrolled in this program. So why don't you tell the folks what is involved in this and how they can get enrolled?
Yeah, the WAGS program is our primary daycare option at the Windsor. It's designed to be a structured program for people who are looking for a set routine for their dog. They all come on the same days each week, which allows them to have set friends, and we know exactly what's going on with each group. So we do a little bit more activities and we build more into their daily routine there. But we've got other daycare options as well for people looking for a little less commitment. We do an hourly care where you can drop them off and just pay by the hour. We also do a day stay option, which is great for the dogs that prefer human friends instead of making friends with other dogs. And then we have a traditional daycare option as well if you're looking for the occasional outing for your dog.
Wow, there you have it. A full service groomer, a daycare program, and an indoor and outdoor pool. What more could you ask for? Sure seems like CCC Resorts has everything covered. Remember, DOG, depend on God.
Okay, here we are back again. And in the background, as you can see, we have our winners for the day. I'm going to bring that up to the front here, to the top. There we go. And go over here.
Oh, you're showing the spreadsheet. I see.
Yeah, can you see the spreadsheet all right there? Or is it low?
It's still behind everybody right now, so it gives me a second here to catch up.
Should be right to the front now.
Yep.
Okay, H&R is the leader at the moment. H&R was the only one that get 5 points, and he had 4 2-pointers. CL had 6 2-pointers. Jacket had 6. Mercer had 5, and Perlo is sucking behind on the And then there was a whole bunch of people that weren't there, so I'm not last. I'm not last. I was just the least. I was the least of those who were there, but I get a participation badge. We still do that, right?
Yeah, there you go. You get a Perlo badge.
A perlotation badge. There we go.
Yeah, zoom it out, Steve. Zoom it out a little bit. It's too tight. Like you can't see the whole. All I can see is just.
Yeah, I'll try to figure. How do I zoom it out?
Lower the resolution on the spreadsheet. Whoops, not that. Not that.
Lower the resolution.
Go to the spreadsheet itself. You'd have to probably do it afterwards. Put it back up.
Okay.
I don't think we can do it.
Okay, no worries. But anyways,
Yeah.
now you know
Yeah.
what the score is. Anyways, I'll have to figure out how to do that later. I'm working this.
We'll get it figured out and we'll get it shown to you. Now you have to put us back up.
Yeah. Yes. There we are. We're back again.
Okay, we're back.
Okay. So now.
So there's.
Now you know what's going on there. That's how we kind of do it, or you have an idea, anyways, of how it all works. So we are going to now go do our games for tonight. And you guys are going to pick the picks. We're going to work out the points tomorrow, and we'll tell you who's the winner tomorrow. And then at the end of the month, what we're going to do is the winner, unless it's me, I have to beat all of you. And the winner gets to dare me to do something for the month. on the show all the time. I have to do something.
Like,
I don't know. I have to do something every time I'm on the show. I'm gonna have to do something. You guys are gonna have to use your imaginations on that.
okay, but it has to be like, it has to be acceptable. You know what I mean? Like, you can't like,
Oh yeah, well I'll work on that.
you can't like do some, risque,
Yeah, I'll do it behind the scenes. I'll make sure that it's all clean and ready for everybody. It has to be
Okay.
clean. Yeah, you
It
can't.
has to be clean. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
don't ask me to be.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhat reasonable, but make it.
And we can't.
You could do
Hey,
something like I gotta chug a liter of hot sauce every day or something like that. Like something like liters too much. That's unreasonable. But I got to do a shot of something or of hot
Wait a
sauce
minute.
or
If he's
something.
talking about doing a shot of hot sauce, that probably means he's done it before, so I wouldn't go there.
I know. That would probably not be a good one to do. I have done it before, but it's just an option, something of that nature.
Okay.
It could be
All right.
wearing something that is, stupid or whatever. Somebody said a wig.
A super special bow tie or a super special pair of sunglasses, or yeah, like you could wear those big giant sunglasses that they used to have back in the 70s, right? And you remember them, right? They were like real huge on your face, but they, had a little nose piece and little short little things you could actually wear them, but they were huge sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see you doing that.
Yeah, I got to go.
All
We'd
right.
have to go find it online or something. But we'll work something
right.
out. You guys have
We'll
a
get
good
it.
imagination. You'll come up with something.
Okay.
Okay, first
So,
game. We got
first
9
game on
games, so we
docket.
better get on it.
First game on the docket
Yeah.
is Buffalo versus New Jersey.
Sabres
Wow.
versus Devils, and the goaltender situation here was funky, I believe. Or was it? Or no, Scott Wedgwood. Scott Wedgwood.
Okay.
What did somebody say something?
Yeah, don't be like jump out the window at the start of every video.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
he
that's
would
exactly.
mess up his perfectly squeegeed
Yeah.
windows there in his Seattle apartment. So
Exactly.
definitely ain't doing that.
No doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? It's Buffalo versus New Jersey. New Jersey is playing at home. And I believe that this is the second game now that Palmieri is out or being held out or
Yeah,
whatever.
I never thought about that. For Palmieri's probably out for this game. Yes. Good point, sir. Good point. Yeah, Palmieri will probably be out for this game. They still haven't said who's going to be in net for the Sabres. I imagine it'll be Allmark. But possibly the schedule will dictate otherwise. Let me see here. I just did a whole analysis for this game. You'd think I would know. NHL Weekly. So Buffalo is playing.
They don't play tomorrow. They play on the 8th, on Friday or Thursday. So it's a back-to-back with back-to-back here with New Jersey and Buffalo.
All right.
It's a home and home.
They might find it a spot to put Tarkarski in because Devils are putting their backup in. But I think they'll keep on getting the good juices flowing here and try to get another point at least out of this game, since they've gotten 4 points in a row after losing 18 in a row. So should be well. Anyways,
I'm picking them.
I'll go back to the ticker here and see what everybody's saying.
I'm picking them.
Okay, you're gonna take the Sabres, are you?
Yeah,
Eat a
3-1.
hot tortilla chip.
Yeah, right.
Jacket.
Hey, there's special tortilla chips we could get that have ghost pepper
Yeah.
flakes on it. Yeah, have me one of them.
I like me some spicy food, but ghost pepper is pushing it for sure.
All right. Yeah, there you go. All right.
3-2
So
Devils for
Sasha
Jacket.
is coming along with taking the Sabres. Yeah, we're the only two.
He was taking Sabres 3-1. 3-1 Sabres. Yeah.
Sasha's got Sabres 3-2. Mercer has Devils 4-3. Joey, how you doing, Joey? He's got New Jersey 4-3.
Yeah, he sounds like he would, didn't he? Eh? Even though I know
CL.
he's a Philly fan, but he sounds like a Jersey guy.
No, man, he's in tropical island territory, bro.
Yeah, I know, but
he's sending tasty waves to us, man. It's
yeah.
been like in the 70s, by the way, Joey, up here the last couple of days. So thanks for sending that. CL has New Jersey 2-0, calling for the shutout.
He does that a lot, CL. He likes to call for the shutouts.
Okay.
Perlo, I'm going with New Jersey as well. But what am I going to? Everybody's taking my score. See, that's why I'm losing, because everybody takes my score by the time
get over it.
I'm going 3-0 Jersey. I'm taking the shutout too. Why not? We'll go with it.
Right, there you go. Okay. So the next game we have, folks, is, wait for it, Washington versus the Islanders. This is
going to be quite the game, I think, right?
If I wasn't watching Boston Philly, this would probably be the game I would watch tonight.
Yeah, especially since when the last time these guys played, Samsonov got hurt in the first minute, if you remember correctly.
Yeah. And it wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't. And
this game was over quick.
Yeah, 8-5, was it?
Or 8-4, something like that.
So now you've got Vanacek, who took over from the last time and pretty much pooped the bed. They're putting him back in again. And the Islanders are going with, are they going with Sorokin? I didn't even see.
Is that who was in the last time?
No,
I think so.
Was it? Yeah, was it Sorokin? Yeah, it was Sorokin last time, wasn't it? Starting goaltenders. Refresh. Ba-da-boop, ba-da-da-boop. They're not saying.
Yeah.
They're still not saying yet. So.
Yeah. Well, it's either Varlamov or Sorokin, so whatever.
Well, sort of, yeah. I mean, Sorokin, I really like him, but he is young. I thought he was going to have already have wrestled the number one from Varlamov by now, huh? Oh, stop.
Apparently. See, yeah, Joey, 85 today, right? Come on, man. That's island weather, man. 85 every day.
Yeah.
Nice little cool breeze coming in off the water. Yeah, man. I miss it. Can you tell?
4-3 Isles. I got to make sure you can read this because I got to send this off to Hockey News Report, so I got to take my time a little bit. Okay. So what do we got?
Sasha's going with the Caps, 5-3.
Sasha. 5-3 Caps. Okay.
Jackets going Isles 4-3. CL has Isles 4-2. Kyle Mercer has Caps 4-2. Yeah. And Joey has Islanders 3-2. Well, yeah, it's a desert jacket. What? I would expect it to be cold or warm there. Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know what we're doing here, you just give us pick the team that's going to win. Tell me what the score is going to be, and you get points. And at the end of the month, you get fabulous prizes anyways. By the way, I don't know what Hockey News Reports wanted for his. He wants a
Perlo necklace
or a bracelet or a ring. I think he said a ring.
You know what?
I think he said a ring.
Okay. I'm going with the Islanders on this one too.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to call this one as an overtime game.
Oh, going for the 7 points.
Yeah.
Going for the 7
Yeah,
points.
going for the 7. Why not? I mean, I say 5-4.
5-4 Isles. OT.
Yeah.
Okay, OT's 7 points. Now, if you got to get the OT or it's not, you didn't win.
Yeah. I'm calling it overtime.
Got to call it all to get the 7 points. So.
I got you.
Just so you know.
Yeah, 10,000 feet. Yeah, that makes it a little chillier.
He's in Costa Rica, right?
Jacket is?
Sasha.
No, Jacket's in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Joey is in.
Joey's in. Is it Joey's in Costa Rica?
Is it Costa Rica, Joey? Is that where you are? I know somewhere down the islands. Yeah, Bird Jacket. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go to the next game.
The next game is the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the New York Rangers.
Penguins versus Rangers, and this is Penguins at Rangers. Shesterkin is in net for the Rangers. I know that for sure. I imagine it'll be DeSmith, but no? It's Jari. Jari's in for Pittsburgh. Shesterkin is in for the Rangers. As far injuries are concerned, I think the Rangers are fairly healthy. Pittsburgh is not.
Right. I know they put Malkin on the IR, and I know that they had Kaplan was missing some time there as well too. So Jari is
one of our favorites. Brandon Tanev is out.
Yeah, and Jari was out for a little bit, and now he's back too. So I'm still going with Pittsburgh.
That's a guy, Brandon Tanev. That's a guy that I would love the Oilers to have right there. That's the kind of guy I'm talking about right there. You better not be. You're not going to be having any fun in the neutral zone with Brandon Tanev around. I'll tell you that right now.
I think any team would probably be throwing anchors out for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Puerto Rico is Joey.
Puerto Rico. Okay.
Puerto Rico. Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Let's see. I got to spend about. We left Pittsburgh, landed in Atlanta, then from Atlanta to San Juan, and we had a 6-hour layover in San Juan, and then we went on to St. Thomas, and then we got a ferry ride to St. John. So that's where I was at, St. John.
5-4 Rangers. A lot of Rangers going here.
Really? I'm going the other way. I'm going Pittsburgh.
Mercer's going Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I like it the other way, Jacket. I like 5-4 Pittsburgh.
Okay, so Steele is going 5-4 Penguins. Hockey News Reports has left us, I think. Serrano. He does this at this time.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
CL has Pens 5-3.
CL has Pens 5-3 Penguins. And Perlo. I'm going with the Rangers here too, and I just have it as a gut feeling. No particular reason. And Shesterkin, I just think can hold them in really well. I have a gut feeling on that one. I'm going 4-2 Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah, just a gut. I love the over. Yeah, I think that would be. I do like the over too, so I should say 4-3, just to make sure it's over. So I'll go 4-3. I do like the over. I don't think Jari is really not the best goaltender in the land there. So.
All right, here we go. The rematch of the game from last evening.
Mercer says, "I hope it's better than the Blues' gut feeling."
Yeah, yeah.
Pittsburgh's gonna crush the Rangers now.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay, next game.
Okay, next game is a rematch from last evening. It's the Boston Bruins at Philadelphia. So this is the home at home here now. So they were in Boston. Now they're going to be in Philadelphia tonight.
Yeah, and we have.
And it's probably going to be Hart is going to start for Philly.
They already know who's going to. They already have it. It's Hart versus Jeremy Swayman.
And there you have it.
21-year-old or 22-year-old. I don't know how old he is. He's very, very young, and he's the future. They have him as the future of their team. What a day for Jeremy Swayman. Holy crap. Imagine
Right.
that, eh? First game in the league going against, the
Philadelphia.
I know going against a guy who has been talked, so much about being the future Vezina winner and all of that stuff like that, a young Carter Hart. So it's going to be quite the matchup, I would say. Question's going to be really, is Carter Hart looked a little better last game? Are we going to start seeing the Carter Hart that we all know and love here?
That's a darn tootin' good question. Because, man, I'll tell you what. I just think that the lack of practice and some of the letdown from the coaching staff and some of the major letdown in the defensive side of the puck has really exposed a goaltender who's not used to winning or not used to losing. I mean, all Carter Hart's done is win his whole life. Every position that he's been in and every level that he's played in, he's won. He's won gold medals. He's won junior championships. He's been, you know what I mean? Every level that he's played at, he's won. This is the first time in his career, in his life, that he's losing. Okay? And the lack of practice, I think, is a huge thing going on. The lack of practice and the need for him to be able to maybe correct some of those mistakes or whatever the case is.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, which is why I think I think they did well to kind of just sit him for a bit, and they did get him to practice with the goalie coaches and stuff like that for a game or two.
Oh, that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did.
And like I said, I think it'll work out for him. There's no way that kid's going to be a dud, man. There's no way.
Hockey News Report says, I'm back. See, he said you leave, and then he's back.
He usually leaves about that time, and then he comes back a little later.
I don't know. See, I'm with you, Sasha. It's going to be tough. It's really tough. Because if I don't pick the Flyers, then we lose. If I do pick the Flyers, then we lose. If I do pick them, we lose. You notice a pattern happening here. So if I pick Boston, because I really do think Boston's going to win.
Do you?
I really think they are. I think they have a better team right now. I think they're a little hungrier. They're also in fourth place, and if they don't win this game, then Philadelphia is going to be that much closer. I mean, even if Philadelphia does win this game, they're still going to be 1 point back. Okay? So that's why I think it's an all or nothing kind of thing for Boston. That's why I think Boston's going to win this, especially after what happened last night with dude falling down and everything. I think that's going to be a bit of a. I just kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that for you, Hockey News Reports, because you do such fine work here at Pearls of Wisdom Industries. Anyways, yeah, so you're taking the Bruins steal?
Yeah.
What's the score?
2-1.
2-1 Bruins. You think the kid's going to have a bang-out day, eh?
Well, what I don't understand is how the Flyers get counted for shots when I don't see the goalie making a save. So how does that count as a shot?
Yeah.
Right? You look at the stat sheet and it says 39 shots and 15 block shots and 50 attempts. Okay, so I can understand where is the 50 attempts coming from? I don't see 50 attempts. I don't see the attempts at shots. I see the attempts at passes, but I don't see the attempts at shots. So how are we out shooting teams? I don't get it. I don't see it.
Sometimes it can depend on who. If it's at home, they fluff those up a little bit. Sometimes I don't know.
No, I mean,
it was on the road.
Not even at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the road. I'm like, I don't see
Yeah.
where's those 50 shots coming from.
When I watch the Flyers, what I see is they shoot from weird angles because they're all out of whack as far as chemistry.
Out of position.
Chemistry and position is concerned. So they end up shooting from areas where it don't matter. So, anyways, I got a surprise for you though. I'm taking the Flyers 4-1. I think they're going to win handily this game. I think Carter Hart's going to rock. I think the Swayman kid is going to do well, but not well enough, and that Philadelphia is going to take her for here. So I also think the Bruins are not going to score as much because they're going to be playing a little more on the defensive side to protect this kid, so he doesn't get lit up. So I think that's.
Those are very good points, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
I can sound like I know what I'm talking about better than anybody I know.
Oh man,
that's my claim to fame.
There you go.
If I go to an interview, what would you say is your best quality? I can sound like I know what I'm talking about better than anybody I know.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. How about that? That's why he's called the Pearls of Wisdom.
Yeah.
The prognosticator.
Yeah,
Come on now.
All right. Because I can sound like that.
You sound like you know what you're talking about.
That's correct.
Okay. So professionals sound like you know what you're talking about.
I,
Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes.
Wait a sec. Jack had asked me if I got his 4-3 Flyers in OT. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay.
We got everybody's score for this?
Yep, I think we're good. Now we got 5 more games to go and a half an hour to get to them, so we should be okay.
We're moving along. Florida Panthers versus Carolina Hurricanes. This is at Carolina. The last game was was March 7th, so it's been a while since these two teams have played, and the Hurricanes won 4-2.
Yes, that's a good idea. We should say if we can find the last time they played. Also, where they are in the standings might be a good idea too.
Well, Florida is second. Carolina is third.
Yeah, and they're not far behind them, right? Carolina.
No, I think they're only like 2 points back or 1 point back.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight race there in that division between Tampa, Florida, and Carolina. There's not much that separates them. 3 points back.
Actually, my mistake. Florida is number 1. Tampa Bay is number 2.
Yeah.
Carolina is number 3.
Carolina's got 2 games in hand. So this is a huge, huge game. Big game. So let's see here. We got starting goaltenders. Bobrovsky versus Mrazek. Bobrovsky has looked better as of late. His numbers are starting to look decent, which is a huge sigh of relief for the Florida Panthers organization. I mean, this is an organization that just went out and hired a whole new arm of their organization called like the goaltending specialist wing or something like that.
and you know what else they did? Hey, you know what else they did? Not only did they hire all those guys, they went out and signed Bobrovsky for $10 million a year. They went out and got Drager. But, wait, it gets better. They just signed Knight.
Yep.
Right, to their entry-level contract, who is what? The best prospect goalie coming out of this past year, right? The American. So what? Goaltending is going to be real good in Florida for the next little while, I suspect.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if to tell you the honest truth, if I would have been, why do I always want to call him Sterling? The goaltender you just said that they just signed.
Oh, Knight.
Knight. Why do I want to call him Sterling all the time? I have no idea. I always want to call him Sterling. Knight. If I would have been Knight in his situation, I would have went to my agent and said, yeah, you probably tell Florida I don't want to go there. Like, he's in a tough spot there. He's got
I don't think so.
he,
I really don't think so because I think what happened, or what I think is going to happen, is I think it just made Drager expendable.
well, Trigger's going to be gone for sure.
Well,
No doubt about
there you
that. But
go.
you're still going to have you're
So
still
you
going to
got
have to be
Knight
fighting.
under Bob.
You're going to be fighting.
Okay.
You've already got a goaltender there that's making $10 million a year. How much do you think you're ever going to get paid?
Right, not that.
So that's why I said I would tell my agent, yeah, I don't really want to go there. And they do that, by the way. That's the reason why you ever see your team and you're like, why didn't they take that guy? A lot of the time, it's because they told their agent, I don't want to go there. It doesn't make sense for me. I think that's what happened when Boston didn't take Barzal, because Barzal saw Bergeron and Krejci there, and
Yeah.
he's like, well, where's the room for me? I don't see where I'm going to fit on that team. So he told his agent, like, tell him I don't want to go there. And are you going to draft a guy that doesn't want to be in your organization? No.
Nope.
So there you go, right?
Well, you shouldn't be anyway. If you are, then you shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Sometimes it does happens, and usually it doesn't go well.
Go well, right.
Yeah.
I'm going with Florida on this one, man. Even though they're playing away, I'm going with Florida on this one. I'm actually going with. Um, I don't think this is going to be an overtime game, but I think it's going to be a good tight game, and I'm going to say like 4-3.
Okay. Steal 4-3 for who?
Florida. 4-3 Florida.
4-3 Panthers.
So Sasha has Panthers 3-2.
Sasha, yeah, I got that.
Jacket has well 3-3 over. Oh, Carolina. Okay, so 4-3 overtime Carolina.
Mercer has 5-2 Canes.
Carolina.
Yeah, 5-2 Canes. Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay. Did you get Joey?
yeah, Serrano 4-2 Canes.
Okay. Now we need the Perlo pick.
Mrazek is in that. There was a reason why I was taking the Canes here. I'm gonna go. Did somebody do 3-2 Canes already? Nope. 3-2 Canes. I'm going 3-2 Canes.
There you go.
I think it's a tight game. It could go either way. Florida, it's hard to go against Florida right now. Even though they do have some significant injuries with Ekblad and stuff like that, it's just
Doesn't seem to matter though.
Q's got that team dialed in, doesn't he?
I'm telling you, he should be up for Coach of the Year. He would get my vote for Jack Adams.
Yeah.
Easily. Because we never thought Florida was even going to be remotely anywhere near sniffing where they are. They're leading the division, and they're leading it by 2 points over Tampa Bay, of all teams.
Yeah.
This late in the season.
Yeah. But it's not just, okay, sometimes teams can win and you can go, okay, they get some, like you call it puck luck or whatever the case may be. But Florida wins in a way that you're just the right way. Like,
I agree.
Outplay their opposition. If they can't outscore you, like if they can't outskill you, they're going to outwork you, and if they can't outwork you, they're going to, they won't not be outworked. Usually, I don't think I've seen Florida get outworked.
See, yeah, no, I agree 100%. I've seen them not, that they don't get outworked. You know what I mean? And if they can't skill you to death, then they will bludgeon you to death.
But and they can skill you to death, and
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
they do have some good talent on that team. I mean, the sickest play was that Huberdeau spinorama no look pass that he did like a couple of months ago, man. I was like, holy moly. All right, this guy got some skill. Hey, Joe Flyers picked 4-2 Panthers.
See that. Got it, buddy. Got it.
Cool. Do we have Joe Flyers for any of the other teams?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, I think it was the first time this popped in. Actually, I saw him earlier,
Okay.
This is going to be a fantastic game. I want to watch this
Yes,
game.
Jacket, I agree.
I mean, talk about two great coaches, Brendan Moore and Q.
Yeah.
Just the styles of the teams and everything. It's really great game here. Really great game.
Do you know this is something what we talked about at the top of the show, where I don't really think it's going to matter which team Florida and or Carolina plays, because I think their system will go against any team.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Florida's like the Islanders that way. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Florida and Carolina will match up against any team. It doesn't matter if it's it doesn't matter if it's from their division or outside of their division.
I think this division has the best talent in this year. Tampa, Florida, Carolina. Best team talent, I guess you would say. Like this playoff team type. Joe Flyers has 4-3 Caps. I'll let it go this time, bud, but you got to stay in because you're new. But you got to stay in the chat to get, because now it's all about, now it's for real. We are going.
These are for points.
These are for actual points. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Tampa Bay versus Columbus Blue Jackets. This is going to be at Columbus.
Lightning versus Blue Jackets.
And the last time, hold on, I'll let you know the last time they played here in just a second. The last time they just played was April 1st, so it was only a couple of days ago. And Tampa Bay beat Columbus 3-2.
3-2. They have a hard time against Columbus. Ever since they lost that, series to them, a couple of years ago there, when they were the best team in the league. They won the President's Trophy.
And they're 2-2 this year.
And they're 2-2 this year. They have a tough time.
So far on the series, 2-2.
I believe, for reasons I do not understand, that the Blue Jackets are putting Joonas Korpisalo in. I don't really understand why that is. Merzlikins has been way better. I hope he's not injured. I don't think he is. And still no confirmation for Tampa Bay, which Cooper does that all the time. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Vasilevsky, though.
Yeah. Boy, that guy, man. He's up there, like him and Grubauer and maybe even Fleury I'd put up there for Vezina this year.
Columbus hasn't scored in the first period for 9 straight games, says Sasha.
Yeah. In spite of the record and in spite of everything, I have to go with Tampa Bay on this. I just do.
Yeah. Okay. Steele, what's the score?
4-3.
4-3.
Tampa Bay, 4-3.
Bolts.
Yeah, CL, I was thinking 4-2, but I think Columbus is going to probably try to make it. I was going to go 4-2, yeah. But I am going 4-3 Tampa Bay. Sasha's going 5-1 Tampa Bay.
Kyle, Sasha's going 5-1. 4-1 for Mercer.
Yeah. Did you get Jacket scratch 5-2 Tampa or 4-2 Tampa Bay?
Bolts.
CL Tampa Bay 4-2.
Who had 5-1? Sasha, right?
Sasha, yeah.
I'm with you. I can't go with Tampa with Korpisalo. I can't go with Jackets with Korpisalo and net.
Right.
The Jackets tick me off. Every time I'm like, okay, you know what? They got a couple days off. They get some practice in. They're going to play well, and they don't play well when they come back. Then when I say, okay, they're done. That's it. I'm not even going to try anymore.
They win 3 games in a row.
They start winning again. I'm like, I can't stand this team. I can't stand it. It drives me freaking crazy. This one here.
That's how I feel about San Jose.
I can't stand the Jackets. They always screw me up. I've lost.
Yeah.
I've been wrong so many times with the Jackets. It's crazy.
That's how I am with San Jose, man. I can't. If I pick them to win, they lose. If I pick them to lose, they win.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I can't pick them. a statement win.
I
Yeah,
just
CL,
can't
but
see Corpy doing that. That's the thing. If it
yeah,
was
I don't know.
Merzlikins, I might go with you on that. But and if they were playing like they were last year, the way they were affecting flow of the game and playing in a really cool system that Tortorella had in there, that's like ingenious, I would definitely. But they're not doing that this year. They're not. They're all like they don't know what they're doing out there a lot of the time. They haven't been able to
Yeah,
figure out how to integrate Lion A into their system. And
exactly. Sorry about the co-host. She too is excited about all these games that we're picking.
anyways, I
So,
didn't put my pick in.
so your pick for this game is. Yeah, I tried that, Kyle, but every time I do that, they do the exact opposite of what I pick them to do the opposite of. So if I pick them to lose, they win.
I'm going three. I think because somebody just mentioned there that Columbus hadn't scored in the first period, and I think
Yeah.
if they don't score in the first period, Tampa Bay will shut them down. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go 3-0 Bolts because I like Vasilevsky to get a shutout in this one.
Okay.
This is a game because they just lost against Detroit. Remember,
Oh yeah.
Tampa just lost against.
And CL just asked if Roslovic is
Good
back.
question. I'm not sure about that at all.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
know.
think there's any way I can look that up because he's not injured.
And he was a healthy scratch. That's why they're saying. So I don't know. That is a good question because that would. I wonder if maybe he might be
Yeah,
on the trade
Tortorella's
block
going
as
to
well.
push him into being a great player. And Winnipeg was always saying that they kind of in the background saying the Raws didn't have that extra gear. And that's the reason why he wasn't getting up top minutes. So, yeah. I don't know if he is. I don't think it'll be an injury thing. Columbus. Nash is out. So no, nothing there. Oh, Tampa does have a significant injury. They have Chernak out, but I think they should be able to compensate for that. Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
next game.
So next game is Nashville versus Detroit. This is at Detroit. The last time these two teams matched up together was March 25th, and the Predators 7 and the
Yeah,
Red Wings 1. Okay,
yeah,
so now Nashville is 4-3 on the series. Okay, so they've won 4 and they've lost 3.
yeah. And that
Okay,
most of that was in the times when they were struggling. I imagine I could be wrong
yeah.
about that, but
So this game and then the next game that they play are it.
this is the last
So
game.
they're
Okay.
yeah, they're doing a back to back here. They're playing today and then they have a day off and then they play on Thursday. And then this will be the last time that Nashville plays against Detroit.
Right. Sasha's got Detroit.
Dog's name is Asti. She is a full German Shepherd. She actually, her father was a Deutschhound.
Oh, by the way, Arvidsson is injured. Ellis is injured. They got a crap load of injuries there.
Yeah.
Uh,
But thanks for asking, Sasha. She loves to be heard, boy. That's I'll tell you that. That's for sure. She definitely likes to be on the shows. So, oh, did you get? All right. So we got Sasha is 4-2 Detroit.
sorry.
Jacket has Nashville 4-3.
Forsberg is
CL
injured.
has
Okay, I better write this down. Jacket has 4-3 Nash.
yep. CL has 2-1 Preds.
CL 2-1 Nash. Okay.
Kyle has Nashville 4-2.
Mercer 4-2 Nash.
Joey.
Serrano has the Wings 3-2.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Wow. You must have a really big place then, Sasha. Or you live in Colorado, right? So you're up in the mountains, I imagine. I hope they have a lot of space up there to run. Holy moly, that's a lot of dogs.
Five
We have one.
pits, 5 pit bulls.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot of
Yeehaw!
dogs.
That's a lot of dogs. That's okay though. That's a lot of happy tails. If
Yeah,
or do they have tails? Do pit bulls have
little
tails? Some of them do.
stubbies. Yeah,
Little stubbies. Oh, 8 acres. Hey, there you go.
eight
We're going.
acres.
We're all going to come see Sasha. I'll bring my dog. Let her run around up there too.
Okay.
8 acres. Yeah, there you go. All right. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Nashville on this.
Okay.
I think Nashville's been turning it around a little bit here. They've been winning more games than they've been losing. They're actually in a playoff spot, and I like them 3-1.
Okay. 3-1 Nash. My biggest thing here is Grice inconsistency. A little scares me a bit, but I think Detroit's on a roll right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take the Wings. Three to 3-1. What's this?
Kyle thought that Sasha had 5 big holes
What?
in her yard because it said 5 pits. Yeah, yeah, 5 pits. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Okay, pits, right.
Holes. Thought they had holes.
Yeah,
Five
yeah,
holes
five
instead
pits.
of. All
And
right.
then you said, well, you must have a big yard, big place up there to have
Yeah,
five
with 5
pits
dogs. Yeah.
with five actual holes, pits.
Yeah, right. There you go. 5 pits. All right. Well, I'm bringing
That's
some pig up then, and we'll have some pig in a pit then. How about
that's
that?
that still works.
Yeah, right. Okay. Next
Okay,
game
next
is
game.
Dallas and Chicago. This is
Okay, for anybody coming
Dallas
in here
is
for the
at Chicago.
yeah, oh yeah, right. Stars at Chicago, yeah.
The
Stars
last time they
versus
played was
Blackhawks.
March 11th. Blackhawks won 4-2,
Yep.
and the series so far is let's see. Chicago has 1, 2, 3 wins, 4 wins, and Dallas has 1, 2, 1.
Talk about
Dallas
injured
has one.
teams.
4-1.
Dallas is injured all the heck. They just can't
Yeah,
get any luck with injuries.
I
My
know.
gosh. Dickinson is out. I mean, I'll look it up here real quick. And I think Kudobin is for sure.
Chicago
Kudobin,
needs this. Chicago
it's,
needs us to stay in the hunt.
oh no, it's not for sure. Lankinen is in and possibly Hudobin. I don't know. You keep on going back to that Ottinger, right?
Yeah.
Like the way he's been playing. Uh, but injuries.
Nashville's 2 points ahead of Dallas of Chicago, and Chicago really needs this because Dallas is nipping at the heels of Chicago with 36 points,
This is
and
a
Chicago
play.
has 39. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a playoff type game here. Uh, where's my injuries? Okay, Dallas, Faxa, Dickinson, Thomas Harley, Joe Hanley, Kurvartanov, Radulov, Sagan. My gosh, it just goes on and on. Crazy, crazy injuries. I think Dallas has played really well this year, but it just doesn't seem like the gods are with them this year. They just keep on having everything happen
Plus
to
the
them all.
injuries keeps piling up on them too. You know
Well,
what I
that's
mean?
what I mean with the injuries and the COVID and everything that's happened to them. It's like seems like everything is conspiring against them this year. Um, so what do we
I'm
got?
going with Blackhawks. I'm going Blackhawks 2-1.
Jacket is taking, I believe that's 4-3 Chicago when he does it like that in OT.
Yes, 4-3 OT Chicago. Yes.
Oh,
Joey has
geez.
4-3 Chicago. Oh, Jacket's calling the overtime. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
Serrano's got 4-3 Blackhawks.
Yep. Mercer has 5-3 Chicago. Sasha has Hawks 3-1. Yeah, I agree, Joey. Lots of hits. CL has Hawks 4-2.
3-1 Hawks. CL has Hawks what?
4-2.
4-2
4-2.
Hawks.
I think he has been since he's gotten to Chicago. Sasha has been stepping up big time.
Who's that?
He's the only thing. Their goalie.
Oh, Lankinen is insane.
Yeah,
He's a rookie, and nobody saw it coming that I know.
exactly.
Crazy. He could
Okay,
get the Vezina this year if they make the playoffs.
possibly. Okay, so the next game
Carlos,
is.
what's yours, Steele? You didn't give me.
Oh, I thought I did. Chicago.
Did you? Maybe you did. What
Yeah,
was the score?
2-1.
2-1
Chicago
Hawks.
2-1. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go 4-1 Hawks.
Okay.
I like the Hawks there too. I just think Dallas is too beat up, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so this is the last game because the Vancouver and the Winnipeg game was postponed,
Mm-hmm.
and so this is the last game of the night here, and it's Anaheim Ducks versus San Jose Sharks. And the last time these two teams played, it was on March 13th. The Sharks were 3 and the Ducks were 1. The series right now is San Jose has 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. 4 wins, and the Ducks have 1, 2, 3 wins. So 4-3 on the San Jose is 4-3.
Right. And Jones is in for sure. They projected Gibson, but it hasn't been confirmed. And San Jose's on a 3-game or 4-game winning streak right now. Like
Yeah,
they
something
are
like that.
playing
Mm-hmm.
really well. So I think we'll see. Unless Hockey News Reports here does a hot take, I'm pretty sure we're going to have all similar here.
No, because I'll do it. Because it's San Jose.
Do you hate San Jose? So you? Oh no,
No, no. Every time I pick them, I can't ever pick them. So I'm picking them to win.
you're picking them to win. Everybody's going to pick them to win. I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think everybody's
Oh,
going to pick them to win.
all right. Well, I'm picking them to win like 4-1.
Okay, Steel. 4-1 Sharks.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you, Sasha. I'm with you. Yeah. Sleeper team to sneak in. Well, maybe.
They could. They could. The way they're playing right now, how far back are they? How far back?
Hold on, let me check. Hold on, let me check. San Jose. They are to 5 points back of Arizona's in the fourth place spot. They have 2 games in hand on Arizona as well too.
Okay.
So San Jose very much is in the hunt right now because they have 38 points. Arizona has 43 points, and
Yeah.
then Minnesota has 48. So
Yeah.
if they win like the next couple of games in the row, San Jose could be very much in it.
They could catch St. Louis the way they're playing. I mean,
Well, they already are. They're already ahead of St. Louis.
they're already ahead of St. Louis. Okay. Well, there you
Well,
go.
they both have 38 points, but I imagine that San Jose has the tiebreaker or something. That's why they have San Jose listed ahead.
Anaheim. Who's in that? It says Gibson is projected, but they haven't said who is going to be in that. I imagine it would be Gibson. I don't know why it would be anybody else.
Right.
So and he just came off of injury, unless he got re-injured again. But they haven't mentioned anything about that. So I would imagine it'd be Gibson.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna go. You got Jones versus. I'm going 3-0 Sharks.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Here he comes for the hot take. I knew it. I was just
Right,
mentioning it.
right. I see. I thought the hot take would be San Jose, but boy, wasn't it? All right. See, that's why I am not the prognosticator, and that's why the bow-tied one is. So CL has Ducks 3-2, and Hockey News Reports has 4-3 Ducks hot take.
CL is
Yeah,
going
baby.
with the Ducks. Wow.
Yep.
Got a couple Ducks people in here. going for the Ducks in this one. That's
Did we ever find out who was in net for the Ducks?
it just says Gibson is projected.
Projected. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I haven't seen any injury. He just came off the injury reserve list, so
Yeah.
we got her in, buddy.
Hey, we got the full 42 in less than 42.
Yeah, that's right.
we got 42 in less than 42. Hey, all right. I'm good with that, right?
Yeah. We had a pretty good crowd in here. Tell all your friends now, and then you guys can start. What I would do tomorrow, 5 to 3, remember. And by the way, next Monday, I don't know if we're going to be doing picks because next Monday is trade deadline day, the greatest day in the
Special
land.
show.
I'm going to be on John's channel, the
We
GOAT.
all are.
We're all
We
going to be
all are.
on the GOAT's channel next
Yeah.
Monday from morning until 2:33 or whatever.
No, the deadline goes to
5 Eastern.
5 Eastern. So we'll be on from 8 o'clock till 5. We'll have coverage from the entire day. We'll have the Professor Joe will jump on. We'll have Peyton on the radio will jump on. We'll have the Great Pearl of Wisdom will be on.
Yeah.
I'll be on there. John from Off the Wall Hockey will be on. So it'll just be the cavalcade of the Steel Flyers group will all be on there to bring you the coverage for trade deadline day.
Yes, and now whether we'll be able to fit the picks in at that time, I don't know. Usually there's not too many games the next day after the trade deadline, so maybe we might do it, but I can't promise you that because that's John, that's off the wall. That's the GOAT's domain over there, so I don't want to be trampling on
Let me
his.
see here what the schedule looks like here. So next Monday is the trade deadline, right?
Yeah.
So Monday the 12th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 games slated for that day.
Oh, yeah, that day. Yeah, but
6.
the next
6
day.
games slated for the day after.
Okay. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we can fit it in or not. But
only one Canadian team though is scheduled for the day after, and then it looks like it's all of the East and Central only. So you get Buffalo, Boston, Philadelphia, Washington, Rangers, New Jersey, then Calgary, Toronto, then Tampa Bay, Nashville, Florida, Dallas. Those are the games the day after the trade deadline.
yeah, okay. I think I'd be able to fit it in. But what we'll do is you're going to have all day to be able to get your pick in. So you just come in and tell me while we're doing the pick.
There
I'll
you
write
go.
it down. We'll fit it in.
Thanks,
somehow.
everybody.
But thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for showing up all the time here. We love having you, and this is
Appreciate it very much.
so much
Thank you all.
fun. Steel Flyers Network, man. It's the best in the land. Go check it out, www.steelflyers.com. Thanks to our sponsor as well. And I'll see you tomorrow at between 3 and 5 Eastern, same time, same place. Have a great day, everybody. Lots of love to you. Okay, bye.